We'd like to welcome our final panel member. And now that you've learned a little bit about their personalities, I'd like to introduce the panel to you. Lisa?
Hi, my name is Lisa Perrone. I work at the Schaumburg Park District. I run the Senior Citizen Program over there.
And I'm Bonnie Carlin. I also work at the CRC Rec Center and over by the Waterworks side as an attendant.
And I'm Barbara Adrianopoli, and I'm with the Schaumburg Township Library with Extension Services, which is homebound services and outreach, and Director of Branches.
Hi, and I'm Tom Conaway, and I'm pretty much a volunteer for the Senior Center and any other place that needs help in the community.
Especially his neighbors who have plumbing problems. And I am Lori Candle. I've been a member of the Bond for about 6 years and a resident of Schaumburg for about almost 40. Well, we were talking about games that we played, and we mentioned our ball games and chasing games. Can you think of any other games that we played outside and really had fun with because we were active, and if we didn't know a game, we just made it up? Can you think of any games like that? Bonnie?
I remember at school during recess, we used to play jump rope. Mm-hmm. Oh. And my favorite was double dutch. That was not easy.
Yeah, no.
And it was such a sense of self-satisfaction when you were able to move into the double ropes without tripping and then move out again. You know, you needed a high degree of coordination, and that was a lot of fun.
I wasn't coordinated. Many of the jump rope games did have verses. Can you remember any of those verses?
Was it one potato?
No, that was the choosing.
Oh, the choosing.
We used to go M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I, Mississippi, and then you had to jump out and you went around and all of that. But there were many, many rhyming games that we used to play. And of course, if you missed, you had to take an end.
And remember the clapping games, too, where you clap with somebody and go,
Mary
Mac,
yes.
Mac, all dressed in
black.
Something like
yes, I remember that.
And then it went faster and faster and faster.
Yes, I remember that.
I recall.
I forgot that.
We had different verses back east, but I remember playing those games. Do you remember any others?
Statue. We were talking about Statue a little while ago. Did you play Statue?
He was a boy.
They would get us once in a while into hopscotch, and
Red light, green
when the
light.
girls were doing the jump rope, we'd go over in the basketball court and play some horse. And
Yes. Yeah.
like that.
You mean they had basketball courts back in your time?
Oh, yeah. Tetherball was another one.
Oh, yes, tetherball. I forgot. Does anybody remember the yo-yo man that came to your school?
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah, they were always doing all the
Dunkin'
fancy-
the Dunkin'
If I could do
Yeah.
in the dog, I felt I was...
Yeah, if I threw it up in the air, I'd be conked in the head. Okay, what with some? How about red light, green light? Did you play that?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a national game. And that one, somebody turned their back and everybody started in a line. And if they said red light, you had to stop. And then when they turned around and said green light, you could run. But if they caught you moving, and giant steps was something like that.
We did Mother May I?
Mother May I. Mother May I.
Right.
And if you just took 2 steps and didn't say Mother May I.
Yes.
Now, did you play that? Yeah.
Or Simon Says.
Simon Says. Same thing. Yeah.
Those were such fun games. Can you think of any other games that you played? How about hopscotch?
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
said.
that was one that, and matter of fact, you even see that on schoolyards today. You see the, where they've marked it out on the
Concrete.
blacktop or concrete. We used to just draw it in the sand or gravel. So it's a little bit fancier today, but.
Right. Well, they're still selling chalk now that you can do it, and I guess the people that look out the windows hope for a rainstorm to erase it away. But that was really quite a bit of fun, and we had a little potsy, and you try to get the potsy that wouldn't go skipping around, and we hopped and we jumped, and boy, that kept us healthy.
Oh Oh, yes.
No, I think the only place we do it now is in aerobics. Can you think of any other games that you did to keep yourself busy? How about mental games, you know, for these lazy days of summer where you didn't want to run around?
What we did is the older group of kids, we had a big, huge porch in our house, and we would put on shows for the neighborhood children, and the mothers would love it because it would take all morning, and we'd have puppets, we'd make puppets and talk, or we'd tell stories, or we'd sing songs. We just created it, and it was so much fun.
Imagination was part of the
Oh,
playing,
yes.
and playing house.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
yes.
we even got the boys to play. They were always the daddies, but they had to go to work.
They get out of it some way.
I think there was so much fun because it was creative, and sometimes you really got involved in these games, and it was an all day, let's finish tomorrow, you know, and but, you know, that has been kind of lost. Well, you know, for, the First Lady, Michelle Obama, has started a nationwide campaign, and it's called Let's Move. And it's to combat childhood obesity, and it's aimed at a twofold issue of food and exercise, and right now she's focused on the food. It has a single goal, and her goal, to quote her, is to solve the problem of childhood obesity in a generation so that children born today can reach adulthood at a healthy weight. Because these children that are so heavy at this present time, they're looking forward to diabetes, high blood pressure, so many of the illnesses that can be avoided if you lived a healthy life. Now, all of you are parents. What advice would you give to children today, maybe grandchildren? What would be your advice to give them? Tom, as a man.
Well, I tell them to stay active, develop their interests, find out what they're interested in. You know, not every sport is for every child. Some have to wait a while to develop before they can do some of the things. Soccer's a lot more popular today than it ever was when I was growing up. We play soccer sometimes in gym class, but you know, soccer leagues and things like that were not existent.
Right.
So,
I think we have to say that you would say they have to become active, and it should be noted that children at play are not playing about. Their game should be seen as their most serious-minded activity, and that was by Michelle de Montaigne. We'll be back after a short break.